Awesome. So welcome you guys. I am so unbelievably excited for you guys to be here. My name is Casey Eberhart. If you and I have not met before, please let me first say hi. Thanks for hopping on here. You are here because somehow you and I are connected. We are either connected by friendship, by some type of group that we share in common, or you're in one of the groups that I run over on social media. And so I just wanted to say, first off, I'm really, really excited to have you here. I'm based out of Los Angeles, California. The only thing I've done since I was 22 is buy, sell, build, advise, consult companies, and am an investor. I don't know anything else. And so tonight I am over the moon, thrilled and excited for tonight because I truly believe with where we are going in the world of business, that the more people you can add to your network, the more skill set you can add to your network, the more opportunities that you have at your fingertips in hang on a second, I'm just uh, at making better decisions how to invest your time, energy, and money and resources, the better off you're going to be. And Ryan, can you take care of the waiting room for me? And I'm not putting in note takers and I'm not doing recordings for people. So you're aware. Cool. So anyways, I want to go back in time a little bit. One of the things I've always if yeah, well, I should actually say this just for some context. Many of you have probably seen me speak live about networking and the power of networking and the power of really creating your overall network. And that network, if done and nurtured correctly, literally can provide you anything and everything you ever need in business and quite frankly in life. And so every now and then, schedules align, things align, and I get a chance to bring in one of my friends to just share kind of what they're working on and what they've got going on. And I want to go back in time, probably about 15 years. About 15 years ago, I was speaking at an event in Las Vegas, and there was a guy in the audience, and he was wandering around, but he was clearly somebody of note. And I'm always just pretty good about taking sort of a visual cue of who is of note at events, because I truly believe that. Well, it's actually really interesting. And I saw Robert Kiyosaki do an interview, and one of the things he said was his entire business was built on finding people and partners at events. And I just found that to be really, really interesting because you'll see there's a Robert Kiyosaki connection here in about 15 seconds. Um, so I was speaking at this event and there was this guy there and he and I just like quickly became pretty good friends, Jason Palliser. And we got started talking and he was actually in Vegas because he was speaking at a Robert Kiyosaki event. I think it was literally like the following day after we finished the event. Many of you know my friend Deanna Rogers. If you don't, not a huge deal, but Roland Frazier and Deanna Rogers. Deanna Rogers and Roland are both really good friends of mine. Jason comes from that same core group. So I just say that in that who you're going to see today is really awesome. So, anyways, leave the event, go home. Jason and I are talking on the phone the following day, and he said, "Hey, I'm speaking at this Kiyosaki event back out in Vegas." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome! I've always like that would be really cool." And he's like, "Well, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow." And literally hung up the phone. And without skipping a beat, I don't know why, it was one of those divine intervention things. I literally drove to Burbank Airport. I live in Los Angeles. I drove to Burbank Airport, got on a plane, didn't have a ticket, and flew to Las Vegas and hung out with Jason and watched him speak in front of 5,000 real estate investors. And everybody was on their feet the entire time because he actually delivers the goods. And I know there are a lot of speakers, there are a lot of trainers, there are a lot of folks out in the space, but when you find someone that you can become friends with that you know that they really can deliver the goods, it's very, very rare. So I've been friends with Jason. He's one of my best friends in the entire world. I've traveled to Florida. We've traveled around the states together. We actually are in the middle of doing a deal right now together on our personal side. But he's going to show you literally today how you can even partner with him and potentially do deals. He's done over 3,300 individual real estate transactions. You're going to see that he is a financial idiot savant. This guy knows his way around a spreadsheet, a calculator, numbers, and math like pretty much nobody that I know on the face of the planet. And So I just asked him, I was like, hey, would you be willing to come on and share a little bit of what you've got going on? And I know he has an event coming up in December that I will be there. I know a few people will be here as well. And I just asked him if he would come on and share with what he's got going on and what he's done. He is a master, literally a master at helping real estate investors not only generate leads, but take those leads all the way to closing. So I'm just going to kind of shut up and pass it over to Jason and let him kind of take it from here. Here's a couple things I'll say. I will be monitoring the chat. I'll bounce in if I need to. I've got private chat on. I will be monitoring the chat. Ryan Begley, who is out in Temecula, California, is also here. He's here to help as well. So I can promise you this. You will not leave tonight without your questions being answered. The one thing I love about Jason, he doesn't hide behind anything. He probably won't pay close attention to the chat. If he does, cool. If not, I may pop in if I see the same question over and over, or if I hear something that doesn't, I don't think the loop's closed, I'll open it for that. Okay, so you guys literally like grab a notepad, get ready. I just could not be more excited to welcome Mr. Jason Palliser. Hey, Jay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Hi, how are you doing?
I am so
Super,
awesome. It ought to be a sin.
yeah, super excited to be here. What
I
Casey what Casey didn't tell
I
you.
even wore Jason's shirt today.
Yeah, my company, no flipping excuses, right? We don't make excuses. What Casey didn't tell you is when I invited him out to that event, I didn't tell him that I was the MC for 5,000 investors. I go, hey, you want to come to an investor meeting by Kiyosaki? I literally didn't tell him any of that stuff, and he shows up and he sees 5,000 chairs. I'm like, you ready to rock and roll?
It was awesome.
Okay, well, yeah. So what I'll do is folks, I'm just going to teach you one of my favorite ways to close real estate transactions and help homeowners. And so Casey asked me to be here and show you that. I see a couple clients are already in here, which is cool. And but I've been doing this for 26 years. Larger companies hire me and say, "Hey, can you show us how to get to the good deals first and also help out homeowners?" So I have 34 different ways I close real estate investment deals, and I'm going to walk you through my favorite off-market lead flow this evening. And Casey, yeah, if there's something that I'm missing, because I probably won't look at the chat, folks, I'll answer questions at the end, time permitting. So happy to do that. But if there's something important, Casey, that somebody's asking or I'm missing that you think's important, just chime in. No big deal.
Yep, awesome.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to share my screen. So if you could tell me right out of the gate that you could see my screen, that'll be perfect. Let's see here.
Yep,
Oh, so we're good. You can see it just fine.
yep.
Okay, cool. Well, like I said, Casey, if there's something that I need to elaborate on, just let me know. So folks, what I'm going to do here tonight is just walk you through my favorite lead flow of 34. 34 simply meaning we close transactions every single month, 34 different ways. Big companies hire us to not just have one or two lead flows. So I'm going to give you the one that performs the best for us. So I'm going to walk you through that. And everything that we do is uh, inbound leads, right? From motivated sellers that actually truly need your help. So that's what I'm going to walk you through tonight. Just to kind of give you the landscape, like who is this for? Sometimes people get nervous. They're like, well, you do this for big companies that need 2,000 homes in 84 months. Is this for me? Most of the people that we bring into the fold are just getting started, and we cherish the opportunity to show you how to do this right from day one. But it doesn't matter to me if you're just getting started or if you're looking to close more deals, you've been doing it a while, or if you're just brand new and you're thinking that real estate investment might be a vehicle for you. Well, I'll kind of give you some examples of why it's my favorite income sandbox to play in of real estate investment. So on the session tonight, I'm going to show you my favorite lead source of all time, as I mentioned, and then why you'll never have to, like some of these gurus. Again, if you're just getting into this, gurus tell you, "Hey, buy this list," and start cold calling people who don't know who you are. So we're gonna we're gonna throw that on its ear. We don't want you to just get a list and then mail and call people saying, hey, I'm interested in buying a house ever again. And why you can stop all the old school way of doing things, which I call the spray and pray method. Just get some huge list and um, just spray your marketing out there from a, hey, didn't know if you wanted to sell. And they don't even know who you are or why they should be talking to you. So we'll get rid of that. Hey, just grab a list and just be consistent stuff. Because I don't live in that world. Some other things that we're going to kind of uncover today are how we help homeowners that are in desperate need and get paid well to do it lightning fast in 30 days, 45 days. How you can skip the competition in any market. You'll never view other investors as your competition. Stop chasing sellers and start attracting people begging you for help. And like I said before, I want your phone to ring with people that actually need to do something right now. So, no outbound. This is inbound to you marketing, right? And then an opportunity at the end to partner on deals. As Casey said, we're working a deal right now together that we've already closed on. Um, I do this for larger companies, but I want to partner on deals with you folks. So I always tell people, shouldn't I set you up to do this better than any other person you can shake hands with? And so at the end, I'll also show you that time permitting. Casey, just let me know. And then why these homeowners need you right now, and why they're ready to sell their property at a big discount. And I'll kind of allude to it. Uh, they can't unlock their equity. That's where you come in. So essentially, how we can do this and make 5 figures a month. Some of the people that we work with made 6 figures, and without spending a dime of your own money or applying for bank loans, stuff like that. And at the end, I'll show you a couple that I've closed. Case study where we grabbed the deal, flipped the deal less than 30 days. Didn't need any of my own money to make a little under 72 grand. So housekeeping, just get ready to take notes. Where appropriate, folks, I'll tell you to take a picture with your phone, or I'll also tell you to take a screenshot on some of the ones that I know are important. And then pay close attention to the tested seller techniques when I start to get into details for you. Earnings disclaimer. Please understand the results we share testimonies you may see aren't typical. They represent the experiences of our clients who put in significant effort, followed our roadmap, and taken action. So while I can provide you the tools, strategy, and support you need, it depends on your dedication, your work ethic, and the amount of effort that you put forth. And then real estate investing, like any other business, involves risk. So, some rules for this training. This isn't get rich quick. I hate it when people say that. This isn't push a button and get paid. This is certainly not calling random homeowners who don't know who you are. And then some of the same worn out guru training stuff. All you have to be for this here is be ready and willing to help people that need your help and assistance right now. And it is about becoming a problem solver that's also extremely profitable on this particular lead flow that we've been fine tuning, tweaking for well over a decade on this particular one and how we set it up. So let's jump into the old way and then I'll show you the new way to do this. Okay. So the old way, which I think most of you are familiar with, what I call spray and pray approach to doing real estate, is where you call random strangers and homeowners hoping that somebody just magically says, hey, I'll sell to you, or doing bandit signs and your fingers are crossed, or just start texting people, again, who don't know who you are, that probably aren't going to respond to you, or just driving for dollars, wasting gas and time, and send expensive, unwanted mailers that never get open. And literally, you become a twin of your competition because most people do the same thing. They get a list and say, hey, I'm looking to buy one more house in the area. Didn't know if you wanted to sell. Well, the homeowner's already heard that 50 times. And then by doing the spray and pray stuff, maybe close a deal if you're lucky, spend $1,500, $2,000 and 40, 60 hours grinding. And then the sellers have already heard the same message as I told you. So this is the literal definition of spray and pray guru marketing above, as you see here. So we're going to get you away from that stuff. So what are we going to do if set up properly? We're going to set up an inbound exclusive seller, inbound lead formula to you where you can simply press go and the sellers attract to you. So it's a seller attraction campaign. Inbound leads to you, seller directly calling you. They're highly motivated, so you don't have to chase them around. Investors don't know to do what I'm going to teach you. So there's no competition, no driving around, wasting your time. You can close deals lightning fast. And the key here is the reason they can close fast is because once we once they understand why they should be talking to you, they've been hiding in plain sight. Now they have a reason to speak to you, which I'll talk to you about. And then you can spend less than $300 on a direct mail campaign and get the phone to ring and light your phone up. And you can close these transactions in 5-10 hours of focus effort. But the biggest thing for me is if done properly, it's predictable and repeatable month over month over month, which is what I get paid to do by some of these larger companies that need 1,000 or 2,000 houses. They need people that are ready to go right now. So out of 34 different ways that we close deals, our number one motivated lead source is tax delinquent properties. This is something you might want to screenshot. And so I always like to lay the foundation of why. Here's why. What we're going to show you works in every city in the United States, nationwide. The property owners will call you when done correctly. This specialized lead typically has big equity. Note, they can't tap into their equity. So that's a big deal. That's why I want you to screenshot this. I'm gonna walk you through why. Okay. So they can't tap into their equity. And then expert knowledge moment is this for you. The reason, and again, we track each of these 34 different lead flows that we close deals, 34 different ways for these larger companies. This one is always number one, has the highest level of motivation. And here's why. States, every state in America, all 50 states, they want their money. They want their property tax money. So what do? They put laws in place to get it. So we're going to come back to that one. So one of the biggest reasons is that these homeowners are on the clock. So by the byproduct of that is that they need to do something quickly. But most investors don't know how to engage them so that they want to talk to you, which we're gonna unpack that piece by piece tonight. So I'll come back to that one, but this is the reason why it's our number one lead flow. And again, we track the performance of all these different lead flows in 120-day increments. This one in any city you could pick is always number one or number two. Usually ranks number one across any state, any counties, any zip codes. So let's dig into this though. Why are they some of the best leads? Well, one is on average per state, okay? 119,000 homes that are behind on taxes. So let that sink in for you for a second, okay? What does that mean? That means this, if you understand it, because people come to us all the time. I've trained 30,000 plus investors over 26 years for the TV shows, the Kiyosaki's, you name it. And the biggest thing is, hey, I just need to get some sellers that actually want to sell or are motivated. I need to get some good leads. I need to get some good leads. And I always tell everybody this: if you just stare at this, and I'd screenshot this, 119,000. So no one has a lead problem because you have 119,000 people that you could talk to that are motivated, right? But it's how do I engage them the right way problem, which is a very fair statement. So no one has a lead problem. It's how do you engage them the right way so they know why they should be speaking to you, okay? And here's a big key. Uh, we'll get to these properties first. These aren't just leads; they're opportunities waiting to be seized before anyone else even knows that they exist. Okay, because people wait for the tax auctions, tax liens. We get there first. And the wave's coming. So I think you guys know this with gas prices higher, groceries. Grocery blows me out of the water, by the way. Housing tax bills going up, like here in Florida where I live, in St. Pete, Florida, Pinellas County. Um, my property taxes over the last 2 years have gone up like 19%. And so that's pushing people out. Credit card debt, auto delinquencies, inflation. I could go on and on and on. So these are the things that are creating hardship where people make the decision do I get groceries or do I pay a tax bill? They're always gonna get their groceries, right? And so these people are hiding in plain sight. They just don't know you exist yet and why you should be speaking to them. So let me give you some examples of the people that we set up to engage these tax delinquent people the right way, and then we'll kind of springboard it from there. So here's Jennifer and Jared out of California. This case study is actually out of Tucson, Arizona. So they were new to this space, this real estate investment space, no experience. They're serial entrepreneurs, e-commerce business that they ran for a while. Um, and then living off a disability after the e-commerce business kind of dwindled away. But they wanted something for their kids. And so they said, okay, real estate investment's the vehicle. So this is who they are. Okay. And so when we set them up, because here's what we do, I'm going to give you a little reveal ahead of time now. You might want to make a note of this. We know that states want their property tax money. So what we've developed over the last 12 years, 100 versions deep, is that on a national basis, is that we set people up for whatever states and counties they want to operate in. We set them up as a tax care company. So what happens is these homeowners are like, oh, I didn't know a tax care company that gives me multiple options exists. So we set them up that way. And once we hit go for Jennifer and Jared, they took an incoming phone call where the homeowner contacted them about their tax assistance letter. And the homeowner was, and so we sent them a letter say, hey, we noticed you're behind. If you'd like to see if you're eligible for some assistance, call us, email us, visit us at and reference tax assistance code TAC 4240001. And they start calling and say, hey, how does it work? And we say, hey, we have multiple ways that we can help you. So we set that up for them. So they took an incoming phone call. The homeowner was behind $14,000 in fees and 3.5 months away from losing the property. But here's the key. Do you see in bold letters? The property didn't have any mortgages on it. So we know how to drill down to the delinquent people on their property tax with 93% accuracy that don't have any mortgages on it. What does that mean for you? There's multiple ways to help them, and the paydays are bigger when they don't have a mortgage against the property, right? So this property was about 589,000 after repairs. So here's what happened. They called and said, hey, how does your program work? And so we taught them and set everything up for them. Hey, give me 2 minutes. Tell me how you got behind and what the situation is. Give me 48 hours. We have 3 separate ways that we can help you. And so Jen and Jared listened to their problems. Remember, the homeowner called them and spilled their guts. They were ready because they want to know what are the multiple ways that you can help us and what do I need to tell you? So it's easy to create a win-win as you see here because the homeowner on the first phone call told them all their real problems. So they got it under contract for 293 and we helped them resell it for 326. They made 33,000 by simply taking an incoming phone call and listening to the homeowner's problems. They never saw the property in person. They lived in California. They did this deal in Arizona. So how did that happen? Because we set them up for inbound leads to crush that old school spray and pray marketing where we're reaching out to people that don't have any earthly reason why they should be talking to you. That's why everybody feels like this is hard, or they can't get that feeling like a sleazy phone salesperson because you're reaching out to people who have no clue who you are. That's the old way of doing it. So we want inbound leads where there's no more wondering if you can actually make money and you don't have competition because the leads are coming to you and they're actually motivated to sell, which is a perfect storm. You're solving their problems that the state's literally peppering them with, you're going to lose your house. You're going to lose your house, right? And so they'll call you and you listen to their problems and literally help them unlock their equity. And so the best part though is that you don't have to chase them down. They come to you. So once you understand how to attract these seller inbound leads, here's what happens. You have motivated homeowners calling you, begging you to purchase their property. Because the end result, if they don't do anything, if you go after the right ones, is that they lose their house and have $0 to show for it. You'll have homeowners telling you that they need your help so that you can simply solve their problems. You'll never run out of deals and leads again because this never ends. You'll have the income and freedom you want because you're solving their problems that they can't solve on their own. That's that's where you come in when we set you up to do this properly. You might want to screenshot this one. So for this particular lead flow, you're staring at the perfect storm right here. Little background on me and my business partner. Uh, we've been in this business for 45 years collectively, 30,000 students trained. The tax care advocacy companies that we set up, we've tested it in 350 markets over a 12-year period. Me personally, as Casey said, I spoke for Robert Kiyosaki for almost 20 years. I was their trainer of the year. But we've helped clients achieve 5-figure paydays month over month, and literally just do it with our $10 property flip method. We're literally have nothing at risk except for $10. And then we're known for our groundbreaking, no fluff stuff that uh, delivers the good fast, because we focus on inbound sellers reaching out to us. What I'm going to walk you through, last year, there was 3,000 companies. They narrowed it down to 2 of us. And then we pitched with some of the sharks on our process, start to finish. We're like, hey, regular investors make outbound marketing calls. People don't know why. We've perfected the inbound way to do this, and we walked them through it. And then they were proud to say that they chose our company out of 3,000 other companies because they liked our flow, our process, how we run the business differently than everybody else. So again, we're going to walk you through the exact same process. And then we love giving back. So we're well over 1 million views between Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and 145,000 social media followers and growing. They come to us because they say, hey, can you get me out of the spray and pray stuff that all these gurus tell us to do? So here's your second or third now screenshot. This is why it's my number one lead source. So you definitely want to take a photo with your phone or screenshot this or take notes. This is why it's hands down my favorite lead source out of 34. We've tested 125 variations of this strategy in 350 cities. So we have it down to a science. Okay. Spent hundreds of thousands of dollars perfecting it. But the big one for me, which I already alluded to, is this. And I'm going to slow down and teach you this point. That third bullet point that you see, here's the kicker. Most tax delinquent properties, if you go after the right ones, are debt-free of mortgages. If they don't have mortgages, then that's where you can come in and solve it and get paid very well to help out a homeowner. But here's where I want to slow down. I just need to get you to understand this. If they don't have a mortgage against their property, but they miss property tax payments, I know by definition that they are the people that have the worst problems going on, and bad things happen to good people every day. People lose a job. Somebody gets sick. Somebody gets in a car accident. Somebody has to take care of a family member. Somebody has some unexpected bills come up, and now they're falling behind. Okay, but here's what I know: if you go after the right ones that are mortgaged, that don't have mortgages against them, think about this. They have a lot of equity. I bet right now, as you sit here, and Casey, you folks can put it in the chat. If I'm correct, just type in yes. I bet some of you are going, well, if they have all this equity, why don't they just tap into their equity?
I literally was just waiting for the moment to sort of jump in and say, I now have 5 messages privately going, why wouldn't these people just put it on the market and sell it?
Correct. Why don't they put it? Here's why. So I'm going to just slow down and teach you this real fast. Again, that's how I started my speaking careers. I was top 100 in the nation for funding, private, regular bank funding, like you do on properties, folks. Everybody here, private funding, all this stuff. So I know what the rules are. Was a speaker on guidelines. These people that don't have a mortgage against the property, logically, you think they just call a bank or their local bank and unlock their equity. But if they're the ones that are free and clear mortgages, and still look like that, they would have already tried that. If they could, they can't, because they don't qualify. Why don't they just sell their house? Because now they have to come clean to a realtor. They'd rather hide in plain sight, folks, than talk to a realtor that makes friendly suggestions. Hey, the house looks pretty good, but could we fix this, and this so I can get you the most money for it? Now they have to come clean and go, well, I don't have the money. So they would rather hide in plain sight and pray that something solves their problem that's not going to solve itself, that's where you folks come in. So if all of a sudden they know that there's a tax care company that will educate them on what's the process for tax sale in this area and give them multiple ways to help them, uh, and they didn't know you existed, but now they do. That's why they reach out to you folks. They're comfortable. They feel comfortable sharing their problems with you, not a bank, not a realtor. That's where you win. Okay. Here's what I know about these deals. And again, why it's my number one lead. These win-win deals with built-in equity give you the biggest profits on the back end. It's hard to help a homeowner and also make money yourself if there's very little to no equity. That's why we don't go after the ones that aren't debt free. When a homeowner misses their tax bill, they have major problems. They need your help, and there's way more problems going on than just a missed tax bill. And as I said before, all 50 states put property tax laws to to secure profitable deals. So all we did was say, hey, the states are going to take your the property tax law. They're going to take your house. So we put stuff in place to help these homeowners and secure profitable deals for you while you help them unlock their equity. Because if you don't, they go to tax sale and they have to move and they have no money to show for it. Regular investors have no idea how to do this because all they do is get a get a lead list and say, "Hey, I'm looking to buy another house." Or if they know the person is tax delinquent, they're like, "Hey, before you lose your house at tax sale, can I put some cash in your pocket?" Well, that upsets the homeowners, and it's the exact opposite way and wrong way to do it. And and no, this isn't about tax liens and deeds, which I alluded to. We get there first. So all these tax liens and deeds strategies towards the end, where the homeowners uh, are out of time or losing their house, we get there first, so we can help them before this stuff happens. That is why, if done properly, you can close deal after deal while helping them out. Here's some examples in motion. So here's Katie. We set her up as a tax care company. Hey, 3 days after hitting go, we got an inbound call from a lady just days away from having her house ripped out from underneath her. They stepped in and became her tax advocate and helped them find a new place which she could afford and made 16,000. But the fun part for me is my phone is still blowing up with folks that need my help. Joey Chan, hey, had my first $50,000 month. Von Treese, hey, wanted to thank you folks for the blueprint that you put together for us. She made 28,000 plus first first transaction. But the common thread between all of them, they took an incoming phone call where the seller was willing to tell them their problems on that very first phone call and say, hey, you have multiple ways. Hey, I'm calling about your tax care program. It says the reference tax assistance program TAC 424. How does it work? Tell me, give me 2 minutes. And so Von Treese, because we set her up and taught her and had all the everything's ready to go in the scripting, give me 2 minutes. Tell me how you got behind and what the situation is. Give me 48 hours. I have 3 separate ways I can help you. We exist because we don't think this tax process is fair. Just like that. All of them take incoming phone calls and help homeowners unlock their equity because they can't do it on their own. So why are they closing these deals so easy? Because we've set them up as a full-blown tax care company under our national umbrella. 12 years in development, proven success nationwide. When people are in need, they want to talk to you because they're desperate to learn about your tax care program. Our clients have built-in trust from the get-go because they know why they're wanting to speak to you, making sellers comfortable to reveal their deepest issues with you. Uh, we get asked this all the time. Hey, do I need a license to do this as a tax care company? No, you do not need a license. And all we have to do is set you up with your full-blown tax care company, become a tax care company in your city fast, but no license needed. No more stressful lowball cash offers, which is a beginner's approach. Our approach makes sellers feel comfortable on a personal level, so they want to work with you. And the truth is, the sellers don't want to share information with investors, but they will share their problems with a tax care advocacy company. Okay. They're the most desperate sellers you'll ever find. And this is where the opportunity for you to help them comes in. And I always tell people this, and Casey, put it in the chat, folks. Put yourself in their situation. Pretend you miss property tax payments. Would you want to talk to a real estate investor or a tax care company? So do you want to talk to a TCA, tax care advocacy company, or would you rather talk to an investor? If you had missed property tax payments, who would you want to talk to? Are they getting this, Casey?
Yep, everybody's putting TCA in a tax care. Jay, while you're at this break, because I now have three people that have messaged me privately, so I want to get one. I'm just going to have you address the elephant in the room. We have a lot of people that have their real estate agent's license, and there's
Yeah.
chatter of concern of like, oh, because of disclosures, am I allowed to do this as a real estate agent? How does it play within that?
Yeah.
That's number one. And the other question, if you could just address it, because I know if one person's asking it, several others are, is when you are set up as a tax care advocacy group, what type of inbound lead flow would it be reasonable to expect?
Yeah. So the first one, yeah. So there's no issue whatsoever with being a realtor. Um, so we have probably somewhere in the ballpark of 300 tax care advocacy companies that we set up, where that person's a realtor, whether they're brand new or they've been doing it for 15, 20 years. They just disclose, and then they say, "Hey, I'm talking to you right now with my real estate investor hat on, but I also do have a license." And then they just move on from there. So there's no issue there. And then inbound calls, you'll see later. I think I have a couple of people in here that are clients that we set up where they're like, "Hey, these people want to talk to us. It's actually refreshing." We set up one for Susie, one of our clients, and we narrowed the list down from thousands down to the ones that are debt free with 93% accuracy. And I think we got it down to about 500, and she got 50 incoming phone calls, which is amazing. So these people are hiding in plain sight. They don't know who to talk to. So the only thing that we need to solve for you folks is they don't know you exist yet. So we could set up the entire tax care company. Now they know you exist. The phone calls start coming in because before we reveal to whatever cities and counties that you want to do this in, they just simply don't know you exist. So there's no reason for them to call you. But once we solve that piece on some of the most desperate homeowners that are going to lose their property by state property tax law, that's where you come in. So what are we talking about here? So this is what we've developed 12 years in counting is the tax delinquent blueprint. So we literally have built out the blueprint of how to set you up as a tax care advocacy company and got the formula down to a science. We want inbound calls where people are saying, "How does your program work? What do I need to give to you so that you can tell me if you can help me or not?" And we've been developing that for 12 plus years. So the tax delinquent blueprint, this is one you certainly want to screenshot. So here's what we did. We built an entire national program around the use of state property tax laws to your advantage. So the states literally, as soon as somebody misses a payment, put them on the clock to lose their property. So we built a whole company, a tax care national brand around helping those homeowners so that they don't lose their property to the state. So what happens is you become your city's tax care advocate. People know why they should speak to you now. We have counties, once we have several people that we've set up where the people call into the county and be like, "Hey, I got your letter. I don't have any way to make the payment." And some of those counties are sending those people that call the county to our tax care advocacy companies that we set up because they're happy that somebody is in town to help these homeowners. They're the most highly targeted um, uh, marketing for leads to get them to call you, hands down. Sellers calling you excited to see how you can help them, so they're ready to talk. Full blown property tax assistance program that delivers 3 different help buckets. So we don't take an incoming phone call and say, "Hey, I want to buy your house." That's a baby game. That's a beginner's game. We have 3 separate ways that we can help them. And they call in saying, "Hey, I'm calling about your tax assistance program." It says to reference here TAC 424, blah, blah, blah. You'll have no more competition because investors don't know to do this stuff. Let them throw away money on horrible marketing practices while your phone lights up like a Christmas tree. So there's two types of approaches here. The one, which is a typical investor, which is probably why you're here, like, hey, show me a different way to do this. Here's what most people do, and that's why they get frustrated, right? Hey, I'll pay cash for your house. That's the type of marketing that the homeowners get hit with 50 times a month. It's worn out, it's expensive, it's high risk. You're mailing to random people that have no earthly reason to respond to you. And if they do respond, uh, what do you think happens? They're upset. And it's because of your approach. So that's one way you could do it. Or as I'm kind of walking you through right now, we could just simply set you up as a task care advocacy company. And the hint is these people didn't they don't know that there's a company out there that can educate them on the tax sale process because we teach you how to lead with education. Like, hey, I don't know if you're aware, but and I'm originally from St. Louis. Hey, did you know in St. Louis, when you're 3 years behind, they release your property in July to be sold in August? Yeah, no, I just knew I couldn't pay it. Yeah, I don't know those rules. So we educate these homeowners because you're a tax care company, right? The sellers reach out to you, way less than marketing expenses. You solve their problems and make money quick. It's a reoccurring problem that never ends, and the sellers actually want to speak with you. Let every other investor do it the wrong way and feel frustrated. We want to set you up to take incoming phone calls. Period. End of story. So you're going from a run of the mill investor to a pro in a blink. And so again, I want you to really slow down and think about this. Where we end up if you do this properly. Okay, so pay attention. I call it the payday predictor method. So, what you see right here, the number one thing that forecasts your big check before you spend a dime on marketing is paring down the list. So, you might want to write that down. If there's 120,000 people that you could solve problems for, here's the secret. We don't want to, like in my county where I sit right now, Pinellas County, at last check, there was 12,800 people that have missed a property tax payment. That is a waste of time. I do not go after those. I pare that list down to 500 to 1,000. Here's why. We want to go after the ones that are free and clear of mortgages, not the people that we shouldn't be talking to. What you see right here is where most investors will just get a list and then start calling all these people. That's a waste of time. A lot of them don't have equity. A lot of them aren't in the serious bind yet. So what we do is we start to pare that list down like a pro. So property owners that live in the home, we want to speak to them. So now it's down to 7,500. Hey, they've owned the home for 20 years plus. Lots of equity. Breaking news, lots of equity. 3,500. And then they're delinquent on their taxes above 3,500. So now we're down 800. This is where you folks want to be. That's why you don't have to spend a bunch of money on marketing. Beginners and investors that followed all the same gurus, they just say, get a list, start calling people. Somebody will want to sell to you. That's that's a beginner's game and that's a waste of time. We need you to pare down the list. That's why we can predict the payday. Okay? A mini list always wins. You may want to write that down. A mini list done properly always wins. So here's Edgar. We set him up as a tax care advocate. This property that we helped him close on was in Lookout Mountain, Georgia. Uh, Minimal real estate investing in experience. He's done a lot of the guru training stuff. He's done a couple deals, but never hit any real traction. And all we did was set him up to pare down a list and follow the payday predictor method. So he literally did exactly what we taught him to do. He took a list of 7,500, which is a waste of time. We narrowed it down to 411, and he had about 15 hours to work on the business. So he had other stuff that he was doing. So he didn't have 40 hours a week to do this. Here's what happened. We set him up as a tax care company. The owner contacted about hey, I'm calling about your tax assistance program. Owner said, hey, I'm 14,000 behind. Needed a lot of repairs. The house was falling apart. There was mold. The roof was bad, plumbing. 11 days away from losing the property. But here's it again. Do you see at the bottom? Debt free. No mortgages on the property. The after repair value 550 grand. And Edgar contracted the home for 270 using our $10 property flip method, and then assigned the contract and made $20,000 on this one deal. Never saw the property in person, all done virtually from his home in Colorado. So literally, he didn't even need to be in, he lived well over 1,000 miles away from this particular property, closed it out, made 20 grand by taking an incoming phone call. So how does this work? So I'm going to show you a particular campaign that we did. So we went from 10,000 down to 800, which I showed you earlier, but let's refine it even more. And again, we teach you how to do this. So we refined it down to 375, and I want to give you metrics on this campaign that we sent out the door. So we sent the tax assistance letter. Okay. Also had our tax assistance company website on it. 87% of the people got the letter, went to our website, filled out, and requested for us to reach out to them and or called us. So when we press go on this, we didn't have to go after 10,000 leads. We hit 375. Here are the metrics. Week 1, inbound, 78 calls. Week 2, 71. So we had 149 calls off to 375. Hey, I'm calling about your tax care program. Again, they're hiding in plain sight. They're not talking to a bank. They're not talking to a realtor. They don't know what to do, but now they know we exist. So here's the metrics on this. We made 23 offers based upon listening to their problems. We got 3 of them accepted. Our average profit per deal was around 16.8. We minus out our expenses for the campaign, $390. And we netted a little over 50,000 on this. That was a 13,304% return on investment. Let regular investors reach out to people, get hung up on, say, lose my phone number, and say, I'm looking to buy one more house in the area. We want people calling you as a tax care company. So here's Susie. We set her up as a tax care advocacy company. And she said, hey, this is the first time I ever saw immediate success right out of the gate. She's done almost every training under the sun, folks. But she sent off roughly 500 letters, got 50 phone calls once those letters hit the mailbox, and she closed 6 properties. She goes, I've never seen anything like this before. Hey, excited to be working with you guys. And a few years back, I did a tax lien blueprint course and set her up. She closed 6 deals off of one campaign that she sent out the door. 50 incoming phone calls. So what did we set up for her and what did we do? We built out a proven tax assistance program. You probably want to screenshot this one. Homeowners want to talk to a tax care advocacy versus I'll pay cash investor. That wins every single time. Hey, Carrie, you're writing on the screen. The difference between incoming seller phone calls and getting hung up on because you're cold calling. Okay, the exact list. So we set up the exact list to send out to with the Payday Predictor method. Okay, highly specialized. It's well beyond the tax deeded tax lien strategy because we get there first. We show you how to deploy your tax care program like a pro. And it's the exact science on how often do we reach out to them, to these delinquent sellers, what we do, well, what's the interaction look like. We have all that documented for you, and it's built from state tax sale laws. And we built out a national program. So people will be calling you saying, hey, I'm calling about your program. How does it work? And then what we've set up is that you're in a situation now to where they want you and they need you, and they're desperate homeowners wanting to work with you as a tax care expert, and you get to make a healthy living while doing it. So here's Justin Hill. Hey, thanks. My phone's been blowing up since a hit go, and now my website's picking up. He goes, I'm having problems keeping up, but this is a good thing. No time for procrastination. Thank you guys so much. Inbound leads. So here's how it works. Once we set you up as a tax care advocacy company and show you how to pare down a list, here's what it looks like start to finish. 1, we get the lead list delivered from the county, and we teach you how to do that. Then we pare down that list and hit go on the tax assistance letter. The delinquent property tax homeowners call you. You present solutions to them. Once you present those solutions, we make an offer. We get one accepted. Most of the time, we just resell the contract after we get it accepted. So you just find an end cash buyer, which we help you with that as well. Everybody agrees to a closing date. Then we close it out. The seller's happy. You help them unlock their equity, which they could not do on their own. Your end cash buyer's happy because you delivered an off market property and you collect the $25,000 assignment fee. And my favorite thing, and you might want to take a screenshot of this because this is how it works, okay, is that you can rinse and repeat again and again and again. Bad things happen to good people every day. This literally is this never ends. I've been doing this for 26 years, specifically speaking, fine tuning the inbound process on tax delinquent homeowners for 12 plus. It never ends. These conversations you'll find are almost always the same. And we get to help out people that are in the worst financial binds, which is gratifying.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Hey, so just on that last slide, sorry, on that last slide, a couple of people have brought up a couple of questions that I think would be now just great for you to hit them up. I've got another one that we'll answer in a little bit, but people are wanting to know, like, who are the buyers for these? Are we finding buyers? Do we have a list of buyers? So that's kind of a question.
Yeah, we help you. So let me answer that. And again, I'm happy to answer these questions at the end too, time permitting. But if you remember earlier, if you guys were paying super close attention, I did this for private companies. Now we're showing you as individuals how we do this. The private companies didn't want us to show you folks this stuff, but I said you can't pay me enough not to show individuals because we made the decision to start partnering with you folks on deals. I may want to buy the property off of you and pay you a premium. But we teach people 10 different ways to find the best cash buyers for any contract you write in any zip codes or city you choose. And we also personally internally at our company have one of the largest lists of cash buyers around the nation, so we can help you with that. Not a problem. So we show you how to do it and how to get the best. I didn't say just to get cash buyers, how to get the best ones. And we also already have that built in across America with people that we work with, and also some of the larger companies that literally in a calendar year need 2,000 homes. So we've got you covered in that respect.
And just lastly, I think you've addressed this a bunch of times, but you're not suggesting that we need to have a million bucks or a few hundred
No,
thousand in the bank in order to set all this up and be able to help these homeowners, correct?
no, the transaction, nope. And you'll see. And by the way, we've got capital lined up for you too. Again, you're asking questions, so I'll just tell you that and show you folks a little bit later. But we show you how to close out these transactions needing little to no money whatsoever. No bank loans, no paycheck stubs, tax returns, W-2s, none of that stuff. No fixing up a house, no having open houses on it and all that stuff. Write a contract, resell the piece of paper, make money. And but I'll show you some of that in a little bit. So here's Scott. He goes, hey, he took our way that we pared down the list and went even crazier and narrowed it down to 2 large subdivisions. So he narrowed it not down to a few hundred like we showed him to do, but he got selfish with it and said, now that I've narrowed it down to here, I'm going to narrow it down even more. So the reason I'm showing you this is like you literally own this sandbox. But the fun part for me is he sent out 20 mailings, 16 open envelopes and phone calls, 15 of the 16 properties of people that called him were free and clear of mortgages. I can't state to you folks enough. If we go after the right ones and they have all this equity that they can't unlock on their own, that's where you come into play. It's easy to help homeowners when they have a truckload of equity. That's what I want you to take away from what you're seeing here. Here's Chris. We set him up. No previous experience in the real estate sandbox. Photographer, owned a vending machine, family man, busy with other duties, but he had 10 to 15 hours that he could devote to this. Dabbled before with some real estate courses, nothing ever worked for him. We set him up as a tax care company. He took an incoming phone call off his tax assistance letter. Seller was 29,000 behind, 4.5 weeks away from losing the property. Yet again, no mortgage on it. The as-is value of the house was 515. Wrote a contract for 162, and he resold the contract. No loan needed, no money needed for this transaction. Made 28,000 plus, just like that, by helping a homeowner unlock their equity. Here's Grace, and I put him in here for this. Seller inbound lead, made 24 grand, but he told me, but Jason, my market's unique. My market's different. Folks, do you know how many times I've heard that? And so he goes, but my market's tough. And I always joke with him. I'm like, hey, but I thought you said your market was tough. He made over $24,000, right? First seller phone call, first campaign he did. And so we joke about that now. I need to impress upon you 99.9% of all investors do all the same things, and the homeowners all heard all that stuff. When you're set up as a tax care company and now they know you exist, where they didn't know there was a tax care company before, they want to speak to you. So I don't care how saturated you think your marketplace is. These people want to speak to you because they didn't know that a company that could help them this way exists. So literally, you don't have competition anymore. I don't even view other investors as competition. So there's two ways that we can go about this. I always tell people, again, doing this for a long time, you can go at it alone, spend thousands of dollars, maybe more, trying to figure this stuff out, spray and pray, which I call the rough road for investors. Okay. Or become a tax care advocate, take that path, learn a proven system from somebody who's mastered it in 350 markets, perfected it. The seller inbound approach, you answer calls, solve problems using a national tax care advocacy program that we've been building for 12 years plus. So, what are we talking about? I'm talking about we could set up your entire company and lay out for you the tax delinquent blueprint. So you might want to screenshot this. Remember, we just did this for private companies for years, and now we're doing it, setting up shop for individuals uh, to do tax care companies in whatever counties and cities you want. But setting you up, here's what it looks like. We have a tax delinquent blueprint system, 11 step-by-step training lessons that you can be done with in 24 hours. The tax assistance incoming call script. Give me 2 minutes. Tell me how you got behind and what the situation is. Give me 48 hours. All of that I'm saying is scripted. Our perfected tax assistance marketing template, a complete wholesaling document portal, all the documents we use to uh, write a contract, resell the contract. How do we get all the cash buyers in whatever cities or zip code you choose? Not just cash buyers, the best cash buyers. So that means every contract where you help a homeowner solve their problems, your contract's worth more because we're getting higher cash offers. So here's Scott. I followed the plan laid out. After a week of going through it, struck a deal with the homeowner, made $24,000. So, and to make sure that we set you up for success, here's the other things that we're going to do for you. Okay. This is Casey. You just said it earlier. You don't need funds to close out these transactions, folks. We have you covered. So if you do a wholesale transaction, some title companies will say, hey, you need to bring in the money for 1 minute. Even though we know you're reselling it to somebody else 1 minute later, you need to bring in the money. So screenshot this. This is something new that we're doing. We're letting you use our funds. Okay. So as long as we get you set up as a tax care advocacy company, here's what we're going to do. Cash funding now. No processing fees, no credit checks, no down payment, nothing. No rates, no points, no yearly cost. We'll wire the money in. You close your transaction. They'll wire the money back to us, and literally it costs you nothing. So that means to you instant deal power. Sometimes the seller's like, well, can you show us proof that you have the money to close? No problem. We'll send you unlimited proof of funds letter. I just did one today. Okay. No cost, no barriers, no nothing, lifetime access. We want to close deals with you. Okay. Here's some other things that we're going to do for you. We're going to set up your marketing template letter for you. It's an exact match of what we use. We don't need you to develop your own tax assistance letter to show homeowners why they should be talking to you. We're going to build it out for you. The second thing we'll do is we're going to build out your website for you. So we're going to build out your tax care advocacy website for you, which we've spent thousands and thousands developing. As I said earlier, we'll also unlock a joint venture portal for you. So you can submit deals. You could take an incoming phone call, listen to their problems, and literally hand it off to our team, and we'll partner with you on those deals. That's something new that we're doing. You'll get unlimited access to our Tax Delinquent Blueprint Facebook group where everybody collectively works together and closes deals together. And then also we'll give you 8 weeks of insider coaching. Okay. So we'll give you 8 weeks of coaching you through the setup process, taking incoming phone calls, how we deliver the 3 different ways to help them, and so that you're set up, ready to go, so that you can close out these transactions. And I always ask people, if you could just do one of these a month on demand again and again and again. When we originally started doing this and we had people beta test, hey, we built this out for you. Join us, beta test this and break it. We charge 8,000 for that. If you can make 16,000, would it make sense to set up an entire company for you for 8 grand? Of course it would. But the fun part, since we already did the beta test, you don't have to do that stuff. And so when we went public with it, we said, hey, there's going to be a select few. It'll be a little bit more expensive because we want you to break it, not just us set you up, but break it so that we can make it better. So that's what we've already spent 2 years doing. So you don't have to pay that. And here's Chris and Henry, 30,000. Hey, I had my first 50,000 month. So we've already smoothed out all the tax care advocacy stuff for you, got it down to a science. Here's Charles, 4th check since February. All he's doing is following our roadmap. Here's Mark, brought us a deal. He said, hey, can your negotiators do it for me? So no mortgage. Yet again, our negotiator took over, lined up the seller, title company, secured the cash buyer. He made 16 grand for 5 hours of work. And the funny thing is that this deal, let me go back. This deal, he lives in California. We did this deal in Florida. So he's thousands of miles away, which him and I were laughing about. So here's everything that we've lined up for you to do this properly and take incoming phone calls. Listen to their problems for 2, 3, 4 minutes. Wait 48 hours, 3 options, solve their problems, and get paid. So the system, the scripts, the document portal, cash buyers. We'll set up your marketing piece. We'll set up your website, joint venture with you, unlimited access to our Facebook group, coaching all the way through it, and also $1 million line of credit to close out these transactions, just in case the title company wants you to bring in the money for 1 minute. So again, you didn't have to pay what our beta testers did, not 8,000, 5,000. Why? Because we want to partner with you. So here's where you want to screenshot. So all you have to do is go to jasontextblueprint.com and we'll set up the entire company for you for $1,500, $1,495 to be exact. You'll get all the bonuses. And by the way, our beta testers, they were in charge of coming up with their own marketing materials. They were in charge of cloning our tax care advocacy websites. We didn't do that for them. But we found over time that we just want you to do this, pare down the list, and take some incoming phone calls. So we're taking all of that stuff off of your plate to set this up so you can press go in whatever cities and counties that you want to, and have people calling you saying, hey, I didn't even know you existed. Tell me how this works. Hey, I'm calling about your program. It says the reference tax assistance code. Tell me how it works. Tell me incoming call, just like that. But all you have to do is go to jasontextblueprint.com and we'll set you up. And this portal will be open for 48 hours. So Casey, I need everybody to know that. You could still find it online later, but you're going to pay 4 grand. Why do that? I'd much rather get it to you and put my team to work setting up your company, helping you with your company name, getting your domain name, setting up your site, putting together your marketing piece on your behalf for you, and just take incoming phone calls. Here's Tossie, came to the blueprint. I wanted systems like a franchise. Hey, 2 to 3 weeks, and now he's hitting $100,000 months. And he's been in the real estate investment space for uh, countless years, folks. And he does every type of marketing under the sun. He goes, this one by far beats the pants off of anything else he's ever done. And as long as you're signed up within the next 48 hours, we'll also show you how we get to land deals first and flip those. I have a full blown training on that we'll give to you as well. And to make this a no brainer for you folks, go to Jason Tax Blueprint, get signed up, go through the training modules, have our teams get to work on setting up your website, and just send out 100, not even 400 or 500. If you send out 100 of the tax delinquent blueprints letters to homeowners and follow step by step over the next 30 days, and you don't make your money back because you have a signed contract, I'll happily, because I want to close deals with you folks. So I want to make sure it's done right. But I'll happily refund you and pay you $100 for wasting your time because I already know what's going to happen when you take these incoming phone calls. These homeowners literally are desperate to speak to you folks. Here's Joe. Hey, hit go on my first campaign, made $84,000. You can't do that if homeowners don't have equity. That's why we go after the ones that are free and clear of mortgages. There was no competition, spent less than 10 hours on this particular transaction, and he's been doing this for a long time, folks. So why do people invest in franchises? We're setting up an entire company for you. Like McDonald's, why do people pay a million or 1.2? Because they know they can print 200 to 250 grand a year. Well, that's what we're building out for you folks. And once we set everything up for you, we don't have any royalty fees. We want to partner with you on deals. End of story. So there's no royalties like every single month you owe us a certain amount of money. We want to set this up, have you take incoming calls, and then fill our joint venture portal with people that need help. And our team of, if you're worried about negotiations, that joint venture portal will be a dream come true for you because our negotiators know how to present these options and have a homeowner pick one. Is that making sense to you folks? You can type in the chat. Does this make sense? I just want to drill everything down and build everything out for you to take an incoming call, hand it off if you so choose. So we want to give you literally a direct super pipeline highway to submit those over to us. Here's John. Hey, I got my first response from my first campaign. Interesting. The sellers are much friendlier than other marketing methods. It's refreshing because they know why they're calling you. So here's Dave. Hey, went through the system and the training after 3 days, and then 5 days after that, finishing up and hitting go, found 2 deals, and so he closed out 2 transactions. One made 9 grand, the other one made 10 grand on, in less than 48 hours, folks. So once we set up everything, and he pressed go, he got 2 contracts, lightning fast. So again, who's this worked for? It doesn't matter to me if you're brand new. As long as you can answer an incoming call and follow a script, we got you covered. Or if you've been investing for a while and but you're just looking for consistent lead flow, that's why Tossie did it. He's been doing this for a long time. He's been in this space for a long, long time. He goes, I just need something predictable. And you saw what he said. Or if you're a veteran just looking to scale the business with the right leads instead of just trying to swim through 1,000, 2,000 vacant homes to find somebody who actually wants to sell. That's what I call the long, rough road, which most investors take. Well, we can flip that script. So it doesn't matter. We've got every level of investor covered here. First deal under contract. So PJ sent out 20 mailers in his quote unquote competitive North Carolina market. The homeowner was shocked. I was able to provide helpful solutions to her problems after being turned away from the county. So this lady called the county, and the county's like, hey, sorry, you're going to tax sale, can't help you. So then she saw that there's a tax care company that we set up for PJ, and all PJ did was listen and found a solution and helped out this homeowner. Here's Alyssa. Hey, 35. Hey, tax delinquent blueprint's a game changer, works like a charm. $35,000 on the, no driving around, no cold calling, none of that stuff. All she did was use the inbound formula. We set her up as a tax care advocacy company for the counties that she wanted to go after. So again, these are all the things that we'll set up for you on top of the land acquisition stuff, the cash, which the two at the bottom are brand new. The cash funding for your transactions, we got you covered. Our joint venturing portal, and we'll build everything out. Again, our first beta testers had to build this stuff out. We just showed them everything we had, then it was their responsibility, but we're taking that off your plate as well. So again, all you got to do is go to Jason Tax Blueprint and we'll get you set up. If you want to split it up into 3 payments, you can do that. We can do 3 payments of $695. But once the timer hits 0, the link goes back to $4,000. So just letting you folks know that after 48 hours, that link will go back to $4,000. Okay. So 2 choices: do nothing and don't take us up on our 100% risk-free offer, because if you do it, I'll literally pay you back if you just send out 100 and follow our step-by-step. And there, or the second option, which is join our team, make a small investment. We'll build out your entire tax care company for you, literally a business in a box. And we're waiting on the inside to welcome you in the private group and say, hey, can't wait to work with you. And if it works, great. If not, just ask for your money back and we'll get it to you. But I know you won't, because you'll be taking calls. Here's a case study that I promised you. This is mine. Okay. These are transactions I closed in my hometown of St. Louis. The property owner called us from our tax assistance letter marketing, inbound lead to us. Here's the info on it. And by the way, you see in red at the top? She had 70 investors saying the same stuff. Hey, I want to buy your house. Hey, before you lose your house, I'll put some cash in your pocket. She had 70 of those people texting her, calling her, the same postcards over and over and over. Literally, she showed us the postcards. We met her at the houses. But here's the situation she was in. No mortgages on it. Both were vacant. She was getting code violations, costs piling up. She obviously missed property tax payments, tall grass, trash, bad stuff going on. Medical bills, house is going to tax sale. She wanted to help her daughter and grandson, repairs needed to her cars. But we gave her potential solutions. The numbers made sense for us. So we've simply solved her problems, closed out both transactions. She was happy and she didn't lose. Here's what I need you to understand. These people lose their houses and have $0 to show for it. So we always tell them when we go through their options, hey, we have 3 separate ways we can help you. There is a 4th option: do nothing, lose your house. I don't want to see that happen to you. We exist because we don't think this process is fair. Everything I'm verbalizing right now, we already have scripted out for you. They need to understand why you're here to have them choose an option instead of a 4th one, which is lose your house. If they can't unlock their equity on their own, that is where you folks come into play. Here's Sabrina. Brought us a deal that we could joint venture. Again, no mortgage. Saw the property once for pictures. Our negotiators took over, lined up the title company, secured a cash buyer. She made 15 grand, 5 hours of work. All she did was just realize, hey, I need help. And now that you're doing joint venture submission, JV portal, she utilized it. She took us up on our offer. We negotiated it for her. We closed it out for her. Hey, have a property 50% of its value. Can't do that if they don't have equity, folks. Is this starting to sink in? And here's the second one Jermaine closed. So 1 campaign, 2 deals closed, $31,000. No driving around, no cold calling, no texting, no knocking on doors, just following step by step.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Hey, can you just address let's see, how do I want to ask this? I've had a couple of people ask me this. I'm going to combine you guys' questions sort of into one. Is there a concern of dilution? Meaning if you have 2 people in the same county, do you limit that? Do you encourage that?
Yeah. So yeah, folks, you can breathe easy. We have like we've been doing this a long time. We have mechanisms in place to where there's literally no overlap, stuff like that. So we have there's 3,000 counties in the United States. All we do is have people move over one county if somebody just press go as a tax advocacy company. But we also don't release the date because we help you. When you raise your hand, that's what the ongoing help is about. We'll help you get the list, scrub the list, because we don't want you to go after 10,000. Any county you think of right now, there could be 5,000, 4,000, 10,000, 16,000 that have missed property tax payments. That's a waste of time. So we show you how to pare down the list, and we also have data ninjas that will help you pare down the list, but they don't. So they don't allow for that overlap. Simply meaning this: if you pick a county or area and we pare down a list to get you the data, no one else who's a tax advocate can get that data for a certain amount of time, so that you don't overlap. So we've got you covered on that. And then secondly, there's plenty of deals to go around since there's so many people who miss property tax payments. I'll give you an example. I'm originally from St. Louis. Um, I did it there for 20 plus years, running circles around regular investors, not just on what this tax delinquent, my favorite lead flow, but all 34 different lead flows. So I ran circles around everybody. So once I said, hey, I'll show you what we do for big companies. In St. Louis, they went berserk. They're like, you're finally going to show us. And so even in your home market, I go, yeah, I'll show you guys because I want to partner on deals with them. And so they're all, the reason I tell you that is I have 20 tax advocates in St. Louis. They're all closing deals. So it's a non-issue. Without a doubt, it's a non-issue. And we have mechanisms in place so where there's not overlap.
Once we're in the program, how do we get help? Is it one-on-one or in a group Zoom at a specific time every week?
Yeah, you'll get, yeah. So folks, we have coaching stuff for you to go through and review. We have a private group where you can get help through myself. My business partner, his name is Jason as well, Jason Lucchese and the team. You also have a dedicated help email line and phone line to where we'll help you with this stuff. You're not on an island by yourself. And so we're here to help you. And again, I want you to take one step back mentally right now. Some of you are going there to get signed up and all that. Listen to me. We want to close deals with you. As I'm talking to you folks right now, we have 14, I think 14 contracts. I think we're in negotiation on another 25 to 30 right now. JV submission portals from somebody like yourself. So we set up the task care advocates. So right now we have 14 under contract. I think we're negotiating another 25 to 30 straight through the JV portal. We want to close deals with you. So whenever you have questions, me and the team will answer them. Whenever you need help, myself and the team will step in. We want you to run markets for us. That's why we're showing you how to do this. Otherwise, quite frankly, if we didn't want to create a collaborative relationship here, why would we show you any of this stuff? Why would we set up your marketing template? Why would we set you up a tax care website, which we spent well over 200 grand in development? Why would we do any of that? Because we don't view you folks as competition. We want you to run markets for us. And when you need us to close out deals, we'll simply help you. And I think it's okay to say this, Casey. When we originally made the decision to do this for individuals like yourselves, some of these big companies, they were willing to stroke us a big check, not to show you folks how to do it. And my response to them every single time was like, you can't cut a check big enough. Because if we can close deals with all, because here's why. My team can't be in 3,000 plus counties on our own. We need your help. We want to work with you, and you folks run the market. We'll help you on the back end, and we'll close some of those transactions with you. It's pretty straightforward, folks. Does everybody get this? And we want to help you put your best foot forward and collaborate with you, which is fun. Casey, you were just at the in-person 2-day that we did with our tax advocates. Just at that one alone, they brought the leads just like you could, folks. They brought the leads to us while we were teaching you on a deeper level how to run this. And we closed five contracts while we were sitting there. You were in the back of the room, Casey, watching us do it.
I have to tell you guys, this is just me being real. I was sitting in the back of the room, and they encouraged people to bring deals in that they were working on and that leads had called, but some people were nervous. They'd never talked to a seller before. They had got a call. And so Jason stood in the front of the room, got these sellers on speaker, and I literally was floored because I could not believe the difference between when I have approached people to, PJ, pre Jason, um, uh, how investors go in and attack a deal and basically say, Ryan, I already did. And uh, the difference between that approach versus having them call us and say, hey, here's my problem. They tell you everything and it gives you the opportunity to really come up with different solutions all the way through. And Jason didn't have really time, but I'll address this on his behalf. Um, and that is like, this is really about helping the homeowner. So if they need credit repair to get them into a new place, I've seen Jason help them remove junk. I've seen Jason do I mean, there are a lot of things that we can do to help homeowners just outside of, hey, let's figure out how to keep your house long enough for you to find some other new place, so on and so forth. That's number one. Number two, there's a bunch of questions about like the ongoing support. I've never seen, well, I just know Jason and I know the whole team and I'm friends with them. The only thing they care about is helping us help homeowners. And when he says he does want to partner with people, that is like, that's the deal. Like, he's help. Anyways, it's amazing to watch good people help good people help good people.
Well, here, and Casey, I'll say this, this is for everybody. Uh, I really, I really relish the opportunity to work with you folks. Like, uh, two reasons. One, I know when you take that first incoming phone call and you hear how desperate these homeowners are, and you know that you can help them unlock their equity and help them out, uh, you'll probably, it'll melt your brain and you'll probably have a hard time going to sleep that night. You're like, wow, these people are desperate. Not desperate like, haha, I'm going to get a really good deal. They are desperate for your help because they've been embarrassed, they've been ashamed, and they've been hiding in plain sight because they didn't know who to talk to. They're not going to talk to a bank. I've been a banker for 30 years. They're going to talk to me and I'm going to reject them. I don't want to, but I have no choice because they won't qualify. They'll talk to a realtor and the realtor's just trying to do a good job for them and say, "Well, we can fix this and this." Now they have to come clean and say they don't have money. That's embarrassing, folks. So when there's a tax care company that will educate them on the tax sale process so that they're not, so that they know, because these people don't know what happens because they don't read the letters and what's going to happen because they get the bill and look at it and go, there's no need to read this. I can't pay it. And they throw it away. So when we give them multiple ways to help them, game over. It's very gratifying. Okay. But
Yeah. Hey, also Jay, just so you guys know, I think I put it here as well. We I have a group of folks that are working with Jason that are kind of like know me or come through this. So if you guys are ready to hop in and you've hopped in, we have a private WhatsApp chat that's all of us as well. And so there are deals that are happening in there and questions being answered. Jason is not part of that, but I do have access to the team if they need to be brought in. But we're happy to have you guys jump into that sort of ongoing chat as well. Jay, can you explain the cost of closing the deals again?
yeah, if you just need transactional funding, uh, like you're closing a deal, I'll just give you an example. Let's say you help out a homeowner and write a contract for 100,000. I'm just using easy numbers, folks. And we help you find a cash buyer that'll pay 140,000. You're going to make 40,000. If the title company says, well, even though you're reselling it, same day within 10 minutes, you need to bring in money to close the deal. We'll wire the funds there to close the transaction, and the title company wires it back 15 minutes later. That costs you nothing. Okay. That's just if we need to help fund your transaction. If you partner with us on a JV deal, so all you did was take an incoming phone call, spend 2 minutes, document their problems, and our negotiators take over, then we'll do a 70-30 split. So 70-30 split meaning you make 30% on the transaction. So if we make, let's say, 30 grand, you literally make 9 grand for taking an incoming phone call and handing it off to us. Our team will negotiate it, write the contracts, do all the special agreements, help you find the end cash buyer. If you're just looking to resell it and make money, of course, you can keep all these homeowners that you help. I don't care if you keep them for a rental, purchase it for a fix and flip. Hopefully that makes sense to you folks, but that's what it looks like. But you can hand it off. And again, this is something newer to us that we've been doing for the past 2 years. And so it's worked out really well. And our team knows how to present these offers, negotiate it. We're removing all the hard parts for you. So hopefully that makes sense to you. It says, by the way, some transactional funding companies charge 2%. Correct. So yeah, we're not charging you anything for the transactional funds, just so you know. That is 100% correct. If it's a $200,000 deal, we're probably saving you on that transaction, which means that money goes back into your pocket. On that transaction, we're probably saving you 3 grand. We'd rather you guys keep the money in your pocket and keep submitting JV deals to us. Any other questions, Casey?
I don't see any. Most people are like, for the WhatsApp group, once you guys are in, we'll hunt you down. If you're not connected, I did just respond to Leah with my personal WhatsApp number in there. You can send me a message and just say, "Hey, I joined," and we'll get you in there. That is not a problem. We'd be stoked to have you guys in there. So I just want to open it
Anybody,
up. Oh,
yeah,
go
does
ahead.
anybody here have any? I'll stick around for about 10 minutes or so. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, Tom.
Jason, without knowing all the nuances and details, you have the normal person out there, not normal, but the other investor out there going and saying, "Hey, I will pay you cash for your house. I will buy your house." And that
Yeah,
would get him out of the problem.
yeah.
At the end of the day, it seems like the tax advocacy is doing the same thing, but in a different way. Maybe more education or more something, but
Yeah,
where they're
yeah.
going is they want to buy the house.
Are
And
you, I think you're worried about the transition, right? You're like, how, that's an awkward transition, right, Tom?
no, it's not awkward. I'm just wondering why the advocacy does
Oh,
it
here's why.
better or different from the guy who comes in and says, "Hey, I'll give you two hundred
It's
thousand
your,
dollars."
well, Tom, it's your approach. Tom, that's
Yeah.
an easy question. Here, I think this will impact everybody here and have you understand even more so. I unlocked getting all the phone calls 12 years ago. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Hey, I'm calling about your task here. I immediately, Tom, so I immediately, when the phone rang, my, hey, I'm calling about your task care program. Yeah, so hey, I don't want you to lose your house at tax sale with nothing to show for it. So I'd be interested in maybe offering on the property. So all I did, I learned how to get all the phone calls, but I failed. I failed miserably because the homeowner's like, oh, you're just like everybody else, blah, blah, blah. So guess what, folks? I dusted myself off. Okay. I don't know why I'm pretending I'm still on the phone here. So I dusted myself off and I said, okay, I'm getting all the incoming phone calls and these people are desperate. So what I figured out was that I got all the incoming phone calls where they're ready to spill their guts, which is hard to get any information out of these homeowners at all. So I unlocked that part. I was like, this is amazing. But then I failed on the conversation side of it, right? So what I did was I had my team start testing. I'm like, hey, number one rule now. Um, we're going to educate them on what the tax sale process is before we make any offers. And the reason we did that, Tom and everybody here, was for this reason. We started to figure out they don't know what the rules are. For whatever state and county you folks want, they don't know what the rules are. You know why? They look at the piece of paper and see what's owed and penalties on it, and they don't read the fine print because they're like, well, I can't pay it. So Why would I read any further? So what we found when we started just adding that one extra wrinkle to how we approach serving them well, here's what we found. They're like, no one's ever even told me what the tax sale process is. Thank you for that. And we also lead time with, hey, we can't help everybody, and we certainly don't buy every house. We're not here just to buy your house. We want to know, want you to know what the process is, so you're not surprised on the back end. But then, Tom, we took it further. So there's three separate ways that we can help people, and I'm not going to go into it because I'm not going to give everybody my secret sauce. But there's actually 5 ways. But we also have stuff like, hey, we'll purchase and we'll also give you a runway to buy it back. Then their brains explode. They're like, you'll help me unlock some of my equity and also give me a chance to buy it back. I'm like, yeah, so that means you don't have to move. That means you don't have to, change utilities because you have to go to a new place and start up utilities again. I'll give you that latitude if we can come to a workable number. And I'll just give you folks an example, and I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole, but I just want to give you an example of a real world deal where the offer's on the table and this lady is going to sign it for her, and her nephew lives with her, and we're helping her. Her house is worth 300 grand. We're purchasing it for 60. I'll let that sink in for a second. 60, paying off the back taxes, giving her all the money that she verbally said to me on the phone, all the stuff to help her that she told me. I didn't tell her. She told me, I need money for this. I need money for this. I go, okay, well, what if we did 60 grand and we give you a year and a half to buy it back for 200, which means you walk back into that extra 100 grand in equity, and we already unlocked 60 grand of your equity. And you don't have to move. She's like, okay, well, I'm going to sleep on this. And the next day she goes, hey, send me over the paperwork. So she doesn't have to move. She doesn't lose, because the fourth option, Tom, is she loses her house and has to move, has to set up new utilities, might have to buy new furniture. An investor steals it from her at tax sale. They never, that investor never wants to talk to her, is betting on that she does nothing, and wants to get it for cheaper than what we would pay her. And so we let the homeowners know that. I want to let you know that sometimes I buy houses from the people that are waiting for you to do nothing. I buy it from them, and sometimes I'll buy it from them for less money than I'd rather give you to unlock your equity. And when the homeowners hear these things, their brain starts to, wow. I go, because look, if you know right now that you can't solve the problem and it's not going to get solved, then I know how it ends. There's alternatives to how it ends. Everything that I'm verbalizing right now, which I'm kind of mentoring you and teaching you a little bit here, Tom, everything that I'm saying, we have documented. And so we approach it differently with educating them first. Here's some options. And we tell them, hey, I don't know if any of these options will work for you, but I know that there's investors that never want to speak to you, that are betting that you do nothing. We exist because we don't want that to happen to you. So that is a vastly different approach than what regular investors do. And again, there's more things that we offer to them that I'm not going to go into here that you'll see inside the training. Tax loans with a certain percent return on your investment. And again, just for people's brains, I would give a tax loan to pay off somebody's 10 grand in bills on a free and clear house. So I would give a $10,000 loan against the house because now I'm on title when it's worth 300. I'll do that. You could wake me up from a dead sleep and I would do that. But I get to help them. And that's just one way without even buying their house. Regular investors don't get these opportunities because their approach sucks, because their approach is flawed. And I just don't want people to stop throwing away money on cold calling and marketing and this and that, and doing it the old investor spray and pray way. That just, it blows my mind when we show people stuff that they go back to doing the old stuff. Like it doesn't, like when I go to sleep tonight, that will never make sense to me. Yeah. And I always tell people, and I didn't say it tonight because I forgot. I just say, hey, if I show you a better way to do it, can you please just not whether you do something and work with us or not and close deals with us or not, um, no big deal if you don't. But please just don't go back to being the same old investor that you were before I showed you some stuff that's better than what you're used to. Just don't go back to that. That's all I beg everybody here to do, because there's homeowners that you can help and you get paid well to do it, and which is freaking awesome.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no
Awesome.
problem.
Jay, before I pop up to before I pop up to Amy, Deepak asked if the 1495s are setting up the company in all 50 states.
Well, yeah, once it's set up, you can do it in any counties you want, because we're going to teach you what to do, how to get the list, how to pare down the list, all the scripting, set up your tax care, advocacy company, your website. Like just the website alone, I mean, we have 200 grand in development on that, and we're setting that up for you as well. The 1495 literally is just paying our team to help you set up everything. Like, uh, if anybody thinks that I'm gonna retire here off of $1,400, and the amount that I would get after it's all said and done, I might be able to share some chicken wings with you. I want to close deals with you folks. I literally want to close deals with you folks. And I want to laugh at the other investors and be like, and try not to smile. I see some of your faces, or just be this person. Hey, I didn't know if you'd be interested in an offer. I was just looking to buy one more home in the area. Didn't know if maybe you want an offer on your property. Blech, blech. That's regular, what every other investor in town does. Like, that's embarrassing.
Awesome. Let's pop up to Amy. Hey, Amy.
Hello. So I just wanted to find out, because to get the homeowners to call you, you're sending out, let's say $300, 300 letters, one to each homeowner. Are you doing that once a week? And then what's your response rate for them to call you based on that? Are you selling more than one
Yeah,
letter?
we get anywhere from a 10 to 12, sometimes a 20% response rate. And then again, inside the training, we also have the shooting them a text. We have the voicemail for your tax care. We got all this stuff set up, but I would tell you, for any one particular campaign, we'll send out the mail. You'll get more calls than any other effort you've put out into the marketplace. Very confident on that. You saw Susie that I showed you earlier. If you saw, she had 500 she sent out. She got 50 phone calls first week. You saw
They
the other
don't
one.
leave it up. They don't leave it up to you to figure out what to say in the letter, by the way. This is
Yeah, correct. And so much better response rate than a 0.5%, 1% that most people get. And and here's why, Amy, we don't go after all of them. You could tell me a county, Amy, and I might be able to pull the list from that county and there's 9,000. I would literally go, hey, Amy, secret, Amy, 9,000 is a waste of time. We're gonna pare down this list to the people that are the most desperate. Those are the ones that once they know you exist, start calling you. And so I would tell you anywhere from a 10% to a 20% response rate, where most people get a 0.5% to 1% response rate.
Jay, are there monthly fees for the website?
No. Unless you want to pay me, sure, I'll take $10 a month. That's fine. Every question that you have around that stuff, I'll just smile, answer your question back. I want to close deals with you. Why would I make it harder? Hey, now we're going to manage your website for $19.99 a month. That's baby stuff to me. I want to help homeowners that don't know how to unlock their equity, walk you through it, and even have my negotiators negotiate the whole thing for you, help a homeowner. And by the way, you should try and help these homeowners like your life depends on it. Because if you don't, then they will be in denial and go to tax sale, and then you didn't help them at all. So I help them like my life depends on it. I tell them we don't just buy a property, just so you know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. We're here to help you. We're going to educate you on the tax sale process, so at least you know what it looks like. And then we just simply don't want you to lose it to tax sale in the back end. I don't care what you do with it. We don't buy every house. We try and help everybody that we talk to, period, end of story. Whether we buy your house or not is inconsequential to me. And when they feel safe like that, when they feel heard and understood, and we've helped them and educated them, they make a decision when they're starting to run out of time to work with us. They don't work with regular investors. They work with us. They tell us. They laugh. They're like, hey, look, I got the exact same text message. Every single word in the text message was the same from 10 different people. And then we laugh about it. They're like, it's so refreshing that you exist. And for the record, folks, I'm not magical. I just figured it out years ago. Couldn't believe it myself. And then, as I told you, I failed on the phone. Hey, they're like, hey, I'm calling you. I'm like, yeah, I don't want you to go to tax sale. I want to buy your house. They're like, oh, you're just like everybody else. I'm like, well, getting all the phone calls, but that was an oopsie. So we just figured it out. And I'm glad we did. There's people right now that are going to sleep that if they know that you existed as a tax care company that would educate them and give them multiple options and not lead with, I want to buy your house, they would call you tomorrow. Literally, they'd make a coffee and call you. We had one lady call us 12 times in a row. She was so ready to talk to us. She left us multiple voicemails. I'm trying to get through. I'm sure you're on the phone with somebody else. I'm trying to get through. We have one homeowner that we set up a tax care company for one of our advocates, and they marketed, as you see, a lot of people are closing deals in other cities and states, as you saw with some of our clients. This lady drove 6 hours to their office because they have a lot of properties. And so they put their regular business office on their tax care letter. The lady drove 6 hours to their office to speak to them. That's how motivated she was. Just don't go back to being a regular investor after tonight. That's all I ask each one of you to do. Ready to work with you. I'll be saying hi to some of you on the inside. Once you get set up, you're going to get an email with the link to start going through the training. And then once you're done with the training, you're going to fill out a form that goes to our team to start working on your logo and your website. And you also will be welcomed into the private group where everybody will say hi to you and say, hey, can't wait to start working with you.
Awesome. Anybody else? It looks like we've got most of the questions. Darlene wanted to ask, I kind of answered it in the chat, but how many hours are required to manage this business?
Not much, because you're taking incoming phone calls, listening, say, hey, give me 48 hours. I got 3 separate ways I can help you. And by the way, we exist because we don't think this process is fair. Super happy you called us. So you're just listening to incoming phone calls, document their stuff, and then we present solutions and they pick one. Because we tell them there is a fourth option: do nothing, lose your house. Don't want to see that happen to you. And I tell them that's the worst part of my job. I tell them, think about it. I go, but just don't think about it too long. And I also tell them, again, inside the training, I tell them, if you call us and there's 4 months left, 5 months left, and I got 50 incoming phone calls because everybody else has run out of time at the same time, you understand if I can help out 5 to 10 families a month and 50 people call, there's going to be 40 of you. I say, hey, I'd love to help you, but I can't. Please don't. Open door policy to call me anytime. We'll follow up with you too, but please don't wait till the end, because then I can't guarantee that I help you. And they get it when they're on. They understand. I'm like, somebody is waiting for you to do nothing, and they never want to speak to you. We'd rather help you unlock your equity. And it's
hey,
fun.
Jay,
Yeah,
sorry. Go ahead, finish. Sorry.
it's fun when you help them. It's fun to get paid in real estate when you're helping somebody that can't unlock the equity on their own. I can't impress upon you enough. Not all lead flows are created equal. This is our number 1 lead flow out of 34. So again, when they can't unlock their equity on their own, that's where the win-win comes in, because you can help them do it.
Awesome. So I have a couple of quick questions, private questions that came in. I know these, but I just want to hear it from you. Kind of 2 combined here. Which states does this work best in? And can we work inside, or do you, let's see, how do I want to ask this? Does this work? Which state does it work best for? Number one. And number two, do you have to work only within your neighborhood, or can you work outside of the neighborhood?
No, if you now have full authority to engage these lead flows the right way and run circles around regular investors, shouldn't you do it in multiple areas, multiple cities? Do it in your backyard where you live if you want, that's fine. But we live in a world where you're learning right now through Zoom. You live in a world where I could call each and every one of you after the webinar tonight on your phone, and you're hundreds, if not 1,000 miles away from me. So that's why you saw a lot of our advocates that we were setting up, doing it in different areas. These people need your help. And if your competition just says, I'm looking to buy one more house in the area, and that's all they got, shouldn't you do it in multiple areas? So I always say do it in your backyard, but graduate to other cities and counties as you see fit. And then the best state to do it in is all 50 of them. Like, this isn't mute, like, people having financial stress, bad things happen to good people every day, isn't mutually exclusive to one state versus another state. So it doesn't matter where you live.
Cool. Anybody else? I've got all of, I think I've got all of your guys's, all the private questions that have come to me, as well as all the public questions. Anybody else have any question you want to ask Jay while we have him here?
And I see David's question. Do you set up a virtual phone number for them to call? Yeah, we help you set up, we can help you set up the phone number as well. Yeah, because you want a separate phone number, not your regular phone, right? And so everybody gets that. We've already got the script for that phone number. So, because some of you will have multiple calls coming in at the same time. So when it goes to voicemail, we have the voicemail script ready to go, all that stuff. This isn't like, and I hope this sounds right when I say it this way to you folks. This isn't just a technique for you to close a deal. This is setting up a tax care company and and have people clearly understand why they should be speaking to you. So if it's a full-blown tax care company, shouldn't we have a voicemail that says, hey, we're on the phone helping somebody else. Give us your address, give us your phone number. We'll call you back within 24 to 48 hours. And we look forward to helping you so that you don't have to lose your house at tax sale. We've got some solutions for you. Blah, blah, blah. Right? So we've got all that stuff documented down to a science.
Awesome. Awesome. Anybody else have any other questions? Going. Okay. Jay, I just want to say thank you so much for jumping on here. I know a bunch of you have private messaged me and said that you're in. We'll get the whole WhatsApp group and everything ready to rock and roll. And you will be sent an email from Jason's team. You'll have a bunch of training videos to watch. Then you'll fill out a form, and then basically saying, "Hey, I've watched the stuff," and then they go to work on helping you get your stuff set up. So, Jason, thank you so very much. Really appreciate you jumping on. I know I kept you after hours. He's over in Florida, so those of us on the West Coast are just wrapping down, but they're tired out there on Florida time. So anyway,
if I'm up past 10, I've really accomplished something on a daily basis.
Me too.
I never thought I would ever say that stuff out loud, but I get excited to go to bed early. Unbelievable to me. Unbelievable.
I get excited to go to bed early because it means I get to get up at 5, which is when when I get up and get to go to work. So, awesome, you guys. Thank you so very much. For those of you that are taking the next step, we're super excited to welcome you to the team. And Jason, thank you again. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate everybody. We'll see you next time. Ciao, everyone.
See you on the inside.